All right, now we're going to start leading into proofs with some algebraic proofs. And we'll start with some easy ones and they'll slowly get a little tougher. Now here we have an equation. If this is a minus 13, we want to add 13 to both, add 13 to both sides. But first we have to, the first thing is always given. And then we come back here. And our second thing is we add 13 to both sides. So I'd say 2x. Negative 5 plus 13 is 8. And the reason we can do that is that's the addition property of equality. Now, our next step is to divide by 2 on both sides, so x equals 4. And so that we know because we can divide on both sides, so that's the division property of equality. So we already got to our answer. Hopefully that was quite easy. It's going to get a little tougher here. And there's not one way to do this problem. There are many ways to do this problem. That's one thing I like about proofs is each person can have a right answer and they can all be different. So this has to be given. Now there's many things that people would do here. Some people would distribute. What I would do is I would add 4 to both sides. So you're going to have to look at my way because you're not here to listen or to contribute. So I'm doing an addition property of equality. Now next, I'm going to, now from here I want to get rid of this 2. So some people would distribute it, but what I would do is I would divide it from both sides. So if I divide, so what I wanted to do is, hopefully this starts working. There we go. 3x minus 5 equals, and if I divide 2 on both sides, I get 4. And if I do that, then that's the division property of equality. Now we're left with our fourth step. We really don't need parentheses, and we can just add 5 on both sides. So 3x is equal to 9. So I'm adding 5, so that's the addition property. And then the last one, we divide by 3 on both sides, so x equals 3. And that's just the division property. So that's how I do it. You might do it differently, but there's many ways that would be correct. This one. Now this one's a little tougher because we have x's on both sides of the equation. And I'm going to write given, start this thing off. All right. Second line, what to do? Well, one thing we could do is to get rid of the half, we could multiply by 2 on both sides. But that tends to confuse kids a little bit. So what I'm going to do is distribute over the parentheses. So I'm going to do 1/2. I'm just going to put that in parentheses to make it easier for me to type it. And then 1/2 of 4. So if we go over the parentheses, 1/2 of 4 would be 2 equals 2x minus 1. And the reason I can do that is distributive property. I don't want that property over there. There we go. And now once we have that, 3, I would probably subtract a 1/2 x from both sides. So then 2 would be left on that side. And there 1.5x minus 1 would be on the right because I took 2 minus 1/2 x. And that would be the subtraction property. And now I would add 1 to both sides, so 3 equals 1.5x. Addition. property. And then our last one, we divide by 1.5, and so 2 equals x, n division property. All right, I hope this helps you to do better on your next test.